The philosophers of the ancient world, they weren't just sitting around pondering their navels. These weren't your stereotypical, weak academics. These were warriors, men of action. Think of Marcus Aurelius, a Roman emperor, a surrealist in some ways, leading armies and contemplating philosophy at the same time. There was an early Stoic who was a dedicated distance runner, pushing his body to its limits. Another was a boxer, understanding discipline and resilience through physical combat. These things are difficult, undeniably. But it's precisely that difficulty that makes them valuable. Easy things rarely produce growth. It's through struggle and challenge that we forge strength, both physical and mental. It's fundamentally impossible to achieve anything truly worthwhile without self-discipline. And conversely, there's absolutely nothing in your life that wouldn't be improved by it. Discipline is the foundational element that allows us to become great, and in turn, it elevates everything we do. That's why this core virtue of temperance, encompassing self-discipline, self-control, and self-mastery, was held in such high regard by the Stoics. Seneca, the Roman philosopher, famously said, "No one is fit to rule who has not first mastered themselves." It's a powerful statement about the importance of inner control and its connection to leadership and success in any realm. I'm Ryan Holiday, and I'm the author of a number of books about Stoic philosophy, including my new one, Discipline is Destiny, the second in my series on the cardinal virtues. And in today's episode, I want to dive deep into that very concept, self-discipline, the most important force in the world, the key you need to unlock greatness and achieve remarkable things. It's the ability to direct your own actions, thoughts, and emotions, rather than being controlled by them. For some, the struggle lies in a lack of discipline. This manifests in various ways. The inability to rise from the couch and pursue goals, the impulsive consumption of unhealthy food, the avoidance of challenging work, whether it's related to personal growth or external tasks. It's a state of being controlled by immediate gratification rather than long-term objectives. But there's another side to the coin. Some individuals are driven to an extreme, becoming excessively disciplined, unable to relax or ease up. They push themselves relentlessly, often to the detriment of their well-being. This is why the famous inscription at the Oracle of Delphi advocated for moderation in all things. It's not beneficial to lack discipline, motivation, or drive. However, it's equally harmful to possess an excess of these qualities. Ultimately, you risk self-destruction. Think of Ozymandias, the powerful ruler whose hubris led to ruin. You can end up hurting those around you and failing to fully appreciate the gifts you possess. So, when we say that discipline is destiny, we're not advocating for an arbitrary or excessive amount. It's about cultivating the right amount, the precise balance that shapes you into the person you're meant to be. It's about finding that sweet spot where you're pushing yourself without breaking. One thing that often bothers me is the common perception of philosophers. People often picture a university professor in a turtleneck, someone physically weak and detached from the real world. But in the ancient world, philosophers were often deeply engaged in physical pursuits. They were warriors, kings, like Marcus Aurelius, who would be leading troops one day and writing profound philosophical reflections the next. There was an early Stoic who was a dedicated distance runner, pushing his body to its limits. Another was a skilled boxer, learning about resilience and control through rigorous training. And what I find fascinating when you delve into the writings of the Stoics is how often they draw upon athletic metaphors. They talk about wrestling, fighting, running, and hunting, because these were activities they actively participated in. These things are inherently difficult. And it's precisely those difficult things that are beneficial, not just for your body, but for your mind as well. Seneca wisely said that you must treat the body rigorously, so that it will not be disobedient to the mind. That's a powerful idea. I think about it when I'm jumping into a cold shower, when I'm pushing myself through a challenging run, or lifting weights. It's a reminder to the body of who is in charge, that the mind is the master. That's what the physical practice is all about, the mind asserting its dominance over the body. We tend to think of philosophers as these soft, intellectual types, but the truth is that mental resilience, being in charge of yourself, is the ultimate muscle you want to cultivate. It's the quality that every great athlete possesses. It's the ability to push through pain, to stay focused under pressure, and to never give up, regardless of the odds. It's admirable to have high standards, but you have to remember that it's called self-discipline for a reason. It's primarily about you. You don't have the right to impose those standards on others. This is why Marcus Aurelius emphasized the importance of being strict with yourself, but tolerant of others. Cato famously said, "I can forgive anyone's errors, but my own." You allow other people to make their own mistakes, offering understanding and forgiveness, recognizing the complex circumstances that contribute to their actions. That's why you avoid being harsh towards them. But with yourself, you don't accept excuses. You hold yourself to increasingly high standards because that's the only thing you truly control. You control your own self-discipline. You'll descend into madness if you try to impose your standards, your self-discipline, on those around you who, by the way, never asked you to do so. They didn't sign up for it, and they might not even agree with your standards, even if they were capable of meeting them. The key is to maintain exceptionally high standards for yourself, while extending tolerance, forgiveness, understanding, and helpfulness to everyone else. That's a fundamental principle of Stoicism. Joy, happiness, delight. These aren't emotions we typically associate with the Stoics, but they were very much a part of the Stoic experience. Epictetus himself said, "I delight in my own improvement day to day." His joy didn't stem from external factors like money, fame, recognition, or pleasure. It arose from the process of constant self-improvement, from becoming a better version of himself each day. It wasn't dependent on external validation, which the Stoics cautioned against. It was rooted in the inner work he did on himself, knowing that he was becoming a little bit better, a little bit wiser, a little bit more self-controlled, self-contained,